about the comment about the. Are people supposed to be able to reload that when they're not cops?
I don't know, I guess, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of my point. Like, if we're doing it because people are, doing some weird shit.
We've made the manufacturer aware that that they can do that. They can reload from it. I've never heard any updates on it. I can reach out again though.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, so there were several prison incidences where they were specifically taking our vests because they knew that they had we had class 2 mags in them. So yeah, I've always just had a spare vest in my car, and I just throw it on when I got to use my class 2.
That makes sense.
Cheeky little buggers out there trying to get our stuff.
Wonder how they figured that out.
Well, that's kind of why what I was pointing at, right? Like, if it's not supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, that's something where I personally would just, call the feds and be like, "Yo, what do you think?"
I mean, I can pull the mags out. I just don't know if other people have got the special clip that we do.
No, they don't.
The mags out.
If you go off duty, you're not going to be able to unzip this.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of the point I was trying to make. Is like, if someone's doing that, that kind of doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll reach out again and see if we get a more clear answer from the feds, maybe on that.
All right.
It should be one way or the other, right? Either not at all or they can.
Yeah,
either they can take the mags out or reload, or they can't get into the mag pouch. Yeah, I agree with that. Halfway there. So Brian, I did speak to Lieutenant York here, and I know we had a conversation about your availability and how you felt about shift 2. And taking on some more responsibility, helping us kind of lead from the front of shift 2, especially when it comes to scenes and like everyday patrol, everyday activity, stuff like that.
I'd probably be doing it from the back, and that means bending people over and making sure they get paddled if needed.
What?
I think, like, you mean as a disciplinarian, you're saying that you'd be okay. And again, that's something I brought up with Lieutenant York as well, but I think you'd fill that role very well. And there's definitely a space for that. I think that obviously she had some questions for you as far as the shift goes as well, and the leadership. I think most of our concern with it is just how, as far as commitment to shift 2 specifically, and the people on shift 2, how available will you be for that?
What is shift 2? Because I've heard some people say 5 p.m., some people say 7.
6.
It's 6
Eastern. 6 Eastern.
I'm pretty consistently around like in the evening more than in the morning. I mean, I do float around in 1 and 2, but I tend to fall into 2 more often, bleeding from 1. So normally I'm coming around, like, I'll be around some mornings, but I'm usually around like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern until 10, 11, 12, sometimes 1 a.m. depending on circumstances.
So let me kind of explain at the moment. We do currently have 3 sergeants, but I would say they're all, I don't want to call them part-timers because I think that's not a cool thing. But they're not all as consistent, I would say, as myself. But they all do different roles. For example, Bradford is heavily into pursuit training, and he is a very on the streets kind of sergeant, which we need. Avery is heavy into P&T, and I love that she's picking that back up. On Fire, we haven't seen her much, so we'll probably find out where she's at. I think if you are going to be helping out in Shift 2, I'd like to see you kind of riding with the Shift 2 folks. I do see you riding a lot with the Shift 1ers that kind of bleed into Shift 2.
Really? Yeah, I don't like riding with, I generally don't ride with anybody. I think Frost I've ridden with only as a consequence of I was instructed to train him and instructed to give a quote unquote final eval to what's his name?
Are we talking about Jared?
Michelle, yeah, the nerdy sounding one. Michelle, right? Sounds like Quangle.
Gatlin.
Jared?
Yeah,
Is Michelle?
Or Stephanie, depending.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm asking is that because the sergeants aren't around much, I am specifically trying to get some help for the shift 2 officers.
Absolutely.
And that would mean just having a look at the roster, kind of seeing their names and, you know, kind of grabbing them or pulling them to the side. For example, I just had Gray, who was downstairs. I think this was his first time, even though he's a full officer, but the guy wanted to go to bench trial. The guy wanted a lawyer. He was just being a pain in the butt, right?
This is
but I
V?
couldn't stay. Yeah, V or Gravy. He's called Gravy. I just couldn't stay. And help him with absolutely everything step by step. So it would be really nice if I could pull some help.
Yeah.
And
1000%.
say, hold on, that's where shift 2 needs help, is just molding them into much better officers.
Absolutely. My general enjoyment comes from like on field making sure shit's getting done. But then in addition to that, being someone that can point folks in the right direction when it comes to putting charges together, warrants together, how to handle things in bench. And then in those cases, know when to pull back the punches when it looks like it's a losing battle versus the effort, I guess.
Yeah.
I
mean, you've kind of seen over the last couple of weeks, you've been around once the shift 1ers go to sleep, which is usually about half an hour ago. You'll see them all dropping off like flies. We have a different kind of people around, a smaller group, a lot tighter, but they still need help.
Okay. I can commit to like probably 100 hours a month.
Okay, I'm going to math in my head.
That should be about what, like 25 hours a week?
Okay. And as I said, that's fine. I just we just need help in shift 2. Molding them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we've got some really good officers, but I know that they can be better, and I just can't be the person they consistently come to all the time.
Yeah, I can. What I could do too is let people know to contact me. I just for like transparency, I aim to ride by myself so I can focus on radio and what's happening in front of me. I feel like partners tend to yap.
They do.
Yeah.
I'll pick someone up and say, let's go to this call together, but then I usually drop them afterward.
Yeah.
And I'm handing over a lot of P&T. We have 2 new officers that are helping step up, that have transferred in. And of course with Avery helping out again, which is amazing. But yeah, that'd be very appreciated.
Yeah. 1000%.
And you'll get like I even had a marshal call me the other night and ask for advice on charges. So we kind of help out the other departments as well as they're learning.
Was it the new guy?
Yeah, he didn't quite understand drug and gun trafficking.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's okay. All worked out.
Are they is he like a marshal or is he like a cadet marshal?
There are ranks. I believe he is
I only bring it up because we were on a pursuit and this guy pulled out like an interceptor, made us go over subscription, and I didn't know what the hell to do. I was like, well, it is a marshal, but
they don't have training. If you apply and you get accepted, then you are accepted. He was DOC before that. And then unfortunately, because there's not a lot of marshals, I noticed that they kind of fly solo. Like I'll see O'Shera, she's solo. I'll see Flores, he's solo. Barrett comes in now and then. But I don't think they have the kind of training. Like he's never been through police training.
Yeah, it's nothing against him. The reason I ask is I didn't know what to do, right? It was like one of those like
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I've been to a couple of scenes where I've kind of questioned what we're doing. But that's their platform, right? Their department.
Yeah. can we tell them to leave?
Captain?
I would say in extreme
if they're being destructive. Yeah,
absolutely. In extreme circumstances, and I think that you understand what I mean by that.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it
like
for the big dick or anything like that. More like,
right.
In that particular scene, we should not have had a extra interceptor, right? It got too much, if that makes sense.
And
like we needed interceptors, but not
too.
you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and like let's say you go to break off an interceptor unit and they give you lip or they don't listen, they just stay on the call or whatever, then at that point I would say that's, obviously let the lieutenant know, let one of us know so we know what's going on and we can anticipate whatever that may be. And then if that's something you feel that needs to happen, especially if it's a make or break kind of situation, yes, absolutely, you'd be empowered to do that.
Okay.
We try not to do that, right? We try to keep a working relationship with everybody, and I think that's for the best of both departments. But we also can't let them come to Los Angeles County and run things or make things harder on our county and our people and the people we serve, right? Or make it harder for our law enforcers to enforce the law. So,
love it. All right. Okay.
Was there anything else?
Ruby, real quick, do you mind if I onboard Wong?
Yes. Yeah, you got the onboard list?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
I'll be through soon.
Sounds good.
Right.
Yeah, if it turns out, and I did mention this previously, but so that Ruby knows as well, if it turns out that my availability changes, I will bring it up in advance. And I would totally understand if I, were promoted and then my availability a month from now, 2 months from now, whatever, for whatever reason needs to change, I would let you know in advance so that, I'm it's coming. You know what I mean? I'm not,
Yeah, and even if it's temporary, like I know some people have got to do certain things for a certain amount of time. Same thing goes.
Yep.
We'll just pop you on an LOA, but as long as we communicate, that's good with me.
All right, easy. All right.
Okay. I think I'm cool with everything. Radic, you?
Yeah. So I will. Tomorrow's Friday. Usually, I know the BCSO does promotions on Friday and everything.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you feel about that. Will you be around for the meeting?
Which one? The big,
like
the big one
16 hours
tomorrow,
from now.
or?
Yeah. Yes.
I can. Which one are we talking about?
16 hours from now. So the next, not this shift 3 meeting coming up, but the one after that.
Shift 1?
Shift 1 meeting. And the next shift 1 meeting.
I will be. Sure, I can be there.
Ruby, will you be available? Said like.
No, I will not. Not Fridays.
Okay. Are you around Fridays at all?
No, Fridays are usually my day off.
Okay.
Like I try. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you're,
Yeah,
I mean, if you're,
I might like. I have bowel issues around that time, so I'm sure I can like walk in and.
I mean, if not, my suggestion would be Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
or Sunday.
I'm sure I can make it work tomorrow in some way.
Well, the thing about Saturdays and Sundays are they're combined meetings. I'm not sure if you're available on the weekend. But if you'd rather, honestly, Saturday shift 1 meeting would probably be best since we'd have both departments in the room, if that's something that you're good with.
Got to remember, Academy is Saturday and Sunday, so
right.
there's going to be a lot of officers helping out at Academy, which might be a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you available Saturday, Brian, for the shift 1 meeting?
Yeah, I can be around Saturday.
Okay, Ruby.
I can be around tomorrow or Saturday, up to you guys. Just let me know in advance, and I can make it work.
I say we just settle for Saturday then. No reason to push it with short notice or anything.
It's probably better not for it to be tomorrow, anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So we'll just plan on Saturday shift 1 meeting. That way, Ruby and I can both be there to announce it and promote you and everything, and then we'll get it official on Saturday. Okay.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
All right.
Anything else you need?
I've been instructed to break ass. Has that been mentioned to you, Ruby?
No.
Radic?
Yeah, Peter's kind of pass that down the chain to me. I think I mentioned it before, but didn't really use that verbiage, Ruby. Just the fact that disciplinarian, right? Someone that has no problem giving constructive feedback and or dealing with the pushback if there is any as well.
But understandably not in a way that's going to be nasty, but very, what's the word? Firm, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
all right.
Saturday, shift 1 meeting, and we'll get that done. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Yep. Anytime. All right. Cool. Thank you, guys.
All right,
please
thank
do.
you.
I really like feedback, mind you.
Yep.
So if something isn't going well, please do pull me aside and let me know if it needs to be a different way, and I can make that happen. So.
Okay.
Yeah, just
right.
kind of curb the pooping 311s. That'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
That wasn't my call, ma'am.
What do you mean?
Someone
Peters.
forced you to poop
Something
run?
about subpoena poops.
Yeah, I needed to. It's like code word.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get clarification from Peters on that then. Or
It's when
Right.
I've got juicy subpoenas to look at, and the ask chief wants to sit next. Let's just say High Command was sitting in the restroom with me.
Okay.
Gosh. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck with those. Yeah.
All right.
We've got Gray at a bench trial.
Fuck, I lied.